A gute Woche. I couldn't resist. Old habits die hard. Don't you worry, this discussion will not be published until Shabbat goes out, even in the nethermost reaches of the wild, wild west. I came across, probably not serendipitously, I came across a video called, it's very short by the way, called Why Humans Need Fiction According to Neuroscience. And I wouldn't say that humans need fiction, I would say that humans need narratives. The idea in that short video, their findings obviously couldn't be discussed in depth and fleshed out and so forth and so on, but the main gist of it, I'll put a link in the description below, is that humans need to process stories in order for their subconscious to be able to make sense of their surroundings and predict what's going to happen, interpret what is happening to them. The ideas are clearly not fully developed there, but that's the gist of it. And this is precisely what I have been saying to people when I tell them that Torah, first of all, has to be learned in Hebrew. The narratives in Hebrew not only contain all of the information about which they speak, that is to say, when Torah speaks, let's say, about earth, let's take a small example. Torah is actually telling us everything about earth. The fact that the value of earth is 1,101, which is the same value as the expression kol hashmashot, all of the suns. It's important to read Hebrew deeply in order to be able to understand that a lot more is being told to us than would appear in a surface reading, and most of which cannot be relayed in translation at all. So it's very important for those who would understand Torah deeply to first of all read it in Hebrew, and then read it in Hebrew again, and then again, and yet again, because that which is contained in the Hebrew has to filter into our subconscious. Our subconscious then begins to work with the alphanumerical characteristics of Hebrew. And we learn how, first on a subconscious level, and gradually this information becomes conscious. We learn how to take that which is written in Torah and use that information to project the best possible worlds from our minds. The stories are designed to make our consciousness work at its optimum best. Is that optimum best? Is that a tautology? That's what learning Torah is all about. It is a difficult process. It is a protracted process. It's something that we have to do again and again because we master the reading on a given level, And that immediately propels us to the need to get to the next highest level. And it's an ongoing process. And it is difficult. It really racks the mind and the emotions and our moral structure. It's not easy. But it avails us very, very little to try to skirt around this protracted process by depending upon others to having done the work for us. You know, you think that if you learn from this Rebbe, that Rebbe, this figure, that figure, they've already done the chewing and digesting, and all you have to do is regurgitate what they say, and you've got it all down pat. It does not to work that way. No, you've got to do the work yourself, and you've got to do it in Hebrew. So running away to writings in Aramaic or any other secular language, be it Yiddish or whatever it is not going to get you there, is not going to get you into a Hebrew state of consciousness. The Torah was designed very, very, very specifically to be giving you much, much more information about everything than you can possibly process. You get some of it, rest of it goes into your subconscious. We begin to digest that, break it apart, digest it. It's very much like a digestive system where we break apart complex compounds into simpler compounds and then build them back up into other compounds. It's exactly the same thing that happens in the subconscious level of the mind with Torah, with reading it again and again and again in the Hebrew. And gradually, as I say, it becomes conscious. Your subconscious will always have a lot more information than your conscious mind can access. There'll always be a lot more that we're not aware of. But I was also watching a video about how the skin grows, and the skin is growing new cells that are pushing up against the old cells, and they slough off and they're replaced by new cells. Well, our old learning doesn't really get sloughed off, but it does get perfected. And so you have this constant uprising of new information, new material, new way of understanding things that enrich and sometimes supplant that which we think we knew. That is a lifelong process, just the way you have to eat all your life, just the way your skin cells have to regenerate all your life. So the learning of Torah is an ongoing process, and there are no shortcuts into learning in Aramaic or in Yiddish. The writings in Nach, in Nevi'im and Ketuvim, are helpful tools. That's the real basis of Torah Sheba'al Peh, of the oral Torah. It gives us an idea of how to break down the Chumash, which is the most packed, concentrated. And so the Ha-Tzadikim, the Ha-Nevi'im, Ha-Tzadikim from Beit David, Ha-Shoftim, showed us how to begin the process of the digestion of what's in Torah in our subconscious and how to understand it properly. But that's in Hebrew. Even the explanations of how to do that is in Hebrew. Those who think that they're going to I get it just by learning what other people have learned in Aramaic. Those are people who ran away from the truth too, try to take the easy way out. They took the short but long way. There is no way but to learn it in Hebrew, and to learn it in correct Hebrew. Not in incorrect, in correct Hebrew. That is to say, to be very, very careful of the spelling and the grammar and the syntax, so that when our subconscious gets that, they're getting it with the correct alphanumerical structures, that you haven't added in like 6 extra genes or 10, really this basically what people are doing is they're throwing everything off by spelling things incorrectly, the way the words appear in newspapers nowadays. I hope this has helped. B'atzlacha.